It's Kesha. Welcome and welcome back. So, by the title of this video, you'll see that we're going to talk about coming into agreement. This is a phrase that has been bandied about in my head for the last couple of days, about a week or so. And so I thought I'd come on and share with you some ideas about one, what that means, and how we can use the concept in our world to create the lives of our choosing. So this idea of coming into agreement, imagine that you have 1 foot on the shore and 1 foot in a boat, right? Tell me where you're going in that scenario. How are you going to get there? You're not, right? There's no movement that can happen where you don't fall down and get dirty or wet, right? Or both. So the idea of coming into agreement is the act of basically taking the foot out of the boat so that you're on stable ground. And then from there, deciding, do you walk forward from where you are, or do you put your other foot in the boat to take you to another destination? Either way, we have to make a choice about where we are. And so the idea is that we come into agreement with one idea or another, and we make a choice. And so in common scenarios, I came up with 3 that I thought would best illustrate this idea. So in the first one, if we think about, a work situation that we're not happy with, right? To come into agreement with a challenging situation like that, generally it starts from a place of, well, you've got 1 foot on the shore, which is the state of you complaining and being all the things that you see that are negative about why it doesn't work for you, and then you got your other foot in the boat, which is your idea about it would be so much better somewhere else, and the life that you do want, or the job that you do want, or the way that you want your work to be. But while you're in that space of complaining about where you are, and at the same time desiring to be somewhere else, there's no movement that can happen, right? The current situation can't get better, and you can't put yourself in a position to move to where you want to go. So to come into agreement would be to take a pause from viewing everything negatively and complaining about it. And since we generally can't move from one to the other unless we plan on quitting the job right away, it would be taking the foot out of the boat, putting it on the shore. So now that you have both feet under you and you can bring your power back. And by that motion, or by that movement, begin to marshal your resources, create a plan so that you can either move forward from where you are, or you make the choice to get in the boat that's going to take you to the promised land of the job that you want, or the way that you want to be working. But we'd first have to come into agreement, meaning bring both of our feet under ourselves, bring our power back to this moment, remove the negative charge or the negative association, and begin to refocus our energy on, first taking responsibility for where we are, and then creating a plan to move us to the next space. In a relationship, the second example, coming into agreement. So we're in a relationship that doesn't suit us in one way or another. We're complaining to our friends and family about why this partner in this relationship doesn't work. And normally, I'd say if you haven't talked to your partner first and you're complaining to your friends and family about an issue within your relationship, then I'd say, why would you pay the dentist for work that you had done on your car? But leaving that aside, assuming that you would eventually talk to your partner, coming into agreement looks like, instead of complaining about the relationship and dreaming about how either not being in the relationship or how it would be different, you take a step back, again, get both feet under you, right? You're making the conscious decision to stop focusing on the negative, and from that position, begin to think about why you're in this relationship. What is it that you want out of it? What are the steps that you need to take to resolve it, right? So either in that case, you may need to do some forgiveness work or gratitude exercises or whatever it will take to resolve the conflict. But you can't be in a state of complaining about the relationship, wanting it to be better, and expect it to change. It will always stay in that state. When you come into agreement with it, then what you're saying is, I'm choosing to take a different path. In order to do that, your both feet either need to be directly under you on the shore moving forward, or you decide to get into the boat to take you to another experience. The third example that I had that I thought was interesting would be coming into agreement in our own mind, where if we're spending time living in the past and dreaming about the future, we're not moving in the present, right? We're stuck. And so that 1 foot on the shore, 1 foot in the boat analogy still holds, where if you're thinking about the past, you're not being fully present. If you're thinking about the future, you're not actively engaged in things that will get you there. You're just thinking about how great it would look. So to come into agreement would be to pull energy back from the past and the future. Again, we forgive the past and we show gratitude for it. But we bring back our power and begin to be present where we are now. And usually if we're in a state where we're thinking about the past or fantasizing about the future, it's because we're not focused on and we're not being present in the present. So I would say you would call your attention back to this present moment and, make peace with the past in whatever way is required. And then begin to think about what are the action steps you would need to take to reach the desired future. So the idea of coming into agreement really is our ability to consolidate our resources and marshal our power so that we regain our agency, and by that give ourselves options in how we decide to move forward. So I hope that's helpful. If you have questions or comments, you can leave them down below. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.